Hi everyone, and welcome back to Thrifty Mama Scraps. Today I'm doing a voiceover for a planner video that I'm doing for my Happy Planner, March 2018. So I'm going to show you here how I use my Happy Planner for the month, and hopefully you'll enjoy this video. So the first thing that I do on the monthly spread is I write down when my husband has to work. So whether he is off that day or what time of day he has to work, because he works shift work. So I'm writing that down, and then I'm also keeping note of we're going to be out of town the end of March, so I record that on the monthly spread as well. And then I write down anything like piano lessons, 4-H meetings, doctor's appointments, everything like that on my monthly spread. Now I'm looking through my bullet journal, and I have all the doctor's appointments listed on my bullet journal, and I copied those down for March and check them off on my bullet journal, so I know that I recorded them on in my Happy Planner for the month, and that way I can see as far as whether I need to make a crock pot meal that day, or whether I whether it's not going to interfere with mealtime. I use my monthly spread specifically for meals. That's all I use it for. I don't use it to write bills down or anything like that. I use the first page of the month for that sort of stuff. The beginning page that has the birthdays and don't forget and important dates and and March goals and so forth, for that kind of thing. Usually under important dates, I'll write down the date that a bill is due, and then I cross it off as we pay it throughout the month. So now I'm writing down what we're going to have this week for our meals, and I look at what's going on this week first before I plan our meals. And how I meal plan is I look in my freezer and I look in my pantry and see what I have on hand, and then I kind of brainstorm and see what I can come up with to make a meal plan out of. So, and then generally I'll write down what I still need to buy under the notes section for that week, if I need any extra ingredients that I need to purchase at the store. So for Sunday, I have down ribs on the grill and fries, because it's a nice day today and my husband wanted ribs. Monday, I have chicken and mashed potatoes, because we have chicken in the freezer. My husband works in the morning, so he's going to want, I usually plan our more hearty meals when he's going to be home for dinner. Otherwise, it's just the three of us, and I tend to go with soups and things like that, or things that he doesn't care for on the nights that he works. So Tuesday, he works that night. I'm going to make meatball tortellini soup in the crock pot and rolls. And if he does want some of that, he does like this, so he can take it in his lunch the next day, and I'll probably freeze some of that. On Wednesday, we're going to have ham and macaroni and cheese. I do have the ham in the freezer already, and I do have macaroni and cheese in the planner, or in the pantry. Thursday, I do plan to have chili in the crock pot and cornbread, but if we don't get around to that, we'll probably eat out, because we do have piano from 5 to 6. Friday, I plan shrimp stir fry and rice, because my husband doesn't like shrimp, so we will have that night. And then Saturday night, I have easy pasta meal or pizza. I do have pasta that I can make spaghetti or something like that. Or I do have some stuff on hand to make pizza as well. Although I do think that I need to pick up some mozzarella cheese for that. So now I'm going through my stickers, and I pick a color scheme at the beginning of each week and kind of find things that would go with that color scheme. And because it's March, I think that green is a good color for this week. So I'm going through all my stickers that I have and trying to find the things that I want that have green in them. So, and as you can see, I have a lot of stickers, and this is how I use up all the stickers that on a page, because my goal is to use them up. It's not to have half empty sheets because I didn't get to them. So this is all to so this helps me utilize all my stickers. And so generally I'll just sort through and find everything that has that color scheme in it, and then I put them on my planner. So here I'm laying my stickers down, and how I line them up so they're straight is I line it up with the side, and that kind of keeps it more aligned vertically and helps my stickers go on straight. I apologize that you can't see the second page right now, but I will move my planner and you'll be able to see it in just a little bit. And every day I tend to put something on that day where I can list things that I need to get done. And I do cover up the times of the day on my planner, just because I don't know what time I'm going to get certain things done during the day, and it doesn't really matter. So, but I do kind of like, I do try to put what we have going on, you know, kind of in that area. Like piano lessons are kind of in between afternoon and evening, and I try to write that in that area, but for no specific reason. That's just kind of how I do it. So, and I apologize for my disheveled look, but it's Sunday morning, and that's kind of how I roll on Sunday morning. I grab my coffee and I do my planner. So, and I chose avocados because they're green. No other reason except to use them up, and because they're green. So I thought they went well with this layout. So after I cover up all the places that I want to cover up, and I get things looking the way I want, then I go back to the previous week and I start copying down the things that I didn't get done the previous week, because I tend to be a little bit overly ambitious when I do my planning, and I write down a lot of jobs that, you know, may not get done. It's more of a brainstorming thing where I can see what needs to get done, and then I can kind of divide it out, and eventually everything gets done. It's just some things are more important than others that need to get done, and some things need to get done when my husband is home and he can help with those tasks, and then I try to schedule accordingly, but at least I can see them and see what needs to get done from week to week. And most of the time, you know, the daily tasks I don't even write down, like dishes or laundry, that sort of stuff, because that stuff is ongoing throughout the week. It just is something that I continually do, and without even thinking. So I don't even write that stuff down on my planner. Basically, the things that I write down on my planner are bigger jobs and generally the things that cross over that don't get done are usually jobs that I need help from my husband to get done, and he's busy doing something else. So on the day that I schedule him, you know, for him to do it, and there's just so much time in a week, especially when he only has a couple days off a week. So, and those usually aren't, you know, huge tasks anyways. Those are like wash the dog or you know, we have 2 dogs that need to be washed, and then generally I have down, you know, deep clean the bathrooms right after that because we wash the dogs in the bathtub because they're small dogs. So that's something that is a carryover from last week. We didn't get the dogs washed. So we need to wash them tomorrow since he works in the morning and get them all nice and clean, which they don't get that dirty anyways because they're indoor dogs. So, but you know, they do need baths. We usually wash them about once a month. So here I'm just adding some more little decorative stickers. No rhyme or reason here, just wherever they fit. I do like putting the circle stickers over top of the time of the day. I just think it looks good, especially if I have a decorative sticker there as well. So I'm looking for more green stickers to cover things up. I do like banners and different things like that. So some of the things that I have planned for the week that are carryovers from the week before, and you'll see me flip back and forth in just a few seconds to show you last week's spread, and usually what I'll do is I'll flip back to the previous week and then I will cross off, you know, all the things that as I write them on this week, and that way I can refer back to it and say, okay, I definitely wrote it on this week's schedule, so you know, I can be finished with last week. So the only thing that I did forget to write on that I need to is I need to drop some stuff off at Goodwill, and so I need to add that. And I also need to add that this week is payday, so I know that we need to pay some bills this week. So some of the things that I wrote down on Monday, my husband works 7 to 3, so I wrote down that the dogs need a bath, and then I need to deep clean the bathrooms, and then I also want to clean out the refrigerators, and the one refrigerator that we have that we mainly use for drinks is pretty clean anyway because I just recently wiped it down. The one in the kitchen needs some things thrown out and the condiments gone through and reorganized and so forth. So I need to do that. And then on Tuesday I have washed the boys' bedding. So I need to get that done because I haven't I usually do that once a month. I'll wash their comforters, and I usually use Unstoppables so it smells good, and then I change the sheets every 2 weeks on their beds. And then I need to get out my decor for Easter because Easter is April 1st this year, and so I want to get out our spring decor so I can decorate the table and the fireplace mantle in the front of our house. So then I have grade papers and enter grades for February because that's ongoing. I need to do that to keep up with it month to month for record keeping. Wednesday I have wipe down surfaces, and that would be any countertops that need to be wiped down, the fireplace mantles that need to be dusted because we have 2 fireplace mantles. Just anything that's basically a surface, desktops, make sure there's no clutter on the desktops because we have a few desks in our house. So, and the boys, I don't clean the boys' rooms, the boys clean their own rooms. I will remind them every once in a while, you know, if they need to pick up, but they're pretty neat anyways. They don't make big messes. They're older and they don't have a lot of toys anymore, except for Legos, which my one son displays on shelves in his room. Once he puts it together, it stays together. And then my other son he's younger, and he will sometimes scatter little pieces in his room, but he's pretty good about picking them up if I ask him to, or, you know, or he kind of keeps them somewhat contained, that his room doesn't get too messy. So, on Wednesday, I also have plant herbs in window containers, because I have some containers that are up on, we have 2 pianos, and one of the pianos is in our great room, and then the other one is in the front of our house, kind of in the entryway. So the one that's in our great room, I have planters sitting on top of it, and I already have herb seeds that I need to plant in them, to get my herbs growing for the summer, because now that the sun is nice and bright, it shines through that window really nice, and that's the best place in the house to plant herbs in. I also have clean out the front closet, which is where we store our vacuum cleaner and mops and so forth, and that needs to be cleaned out, because a lot of times when the kids are helping me clean, it just all gets shoved back in there. My husband too, everything just gets shoved back in there, and it's not, you know, really that organized. Even though there's not a lot of stuff in there, it just, I like it to be a little more user friendly than just having like the vacuum cleaner and the mop and everything else shoved in there, you know, willy-nilly. So I also have for Wednesday wipe down cabinets, and that usually needs to be done once a month. And my husband usually does that because he's tall and I am short, so he will wipe down the cabinets for me. Also desk organization, and usually then I'll just go through the one desk that's right off the edge of the entryway and make sure that desk drawer is not full of junk. So, and then Thursday I have clean out garbage cans. We usually do this once a month, and my husband will just hose them out just to make sure they're, you know, nothing nasty's in the bottom of them. And then I have hallway linen closet, because that's another closet that tends to get disheveled. When kids are putting away stuff, you know, it doesn't always stay neat, or, you know, things just get shoved in there when we buy them toilet paper and Kleenex and, you know, cleaners and so forth. So that tends to happen, and it just needs to be organized every couple weeks to make sure it's not, you know, a complete disaster, and when you open the door, things don't fall out at you. So, it looks like my video is over, so I thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and we'll be back for another video soon. Bye!